Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm back with my quick thoughts on this channel about Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev. I'm actually going to be going in on a podcast later on tonight. Once we do that, we kind of going in on the different angles as far as what went down in the fight and just different things that a lot of people were talking about as far as how the fight went. First off, I got to say, man, if we're not going to look at this with the eye where this fight was fixed, like a lot of people have been talking about, this fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go, man. It was just going to be a fight where, it was the opposite of what casual fans thought. A lot of casual fans felt like Canelo Alvarez was going to treat this like Liam Smith. He was going to go in there, rush Kovalev, break down the body, break some ribs, knock him out. It didn't go like that, or Kovalev was going to be in there, jabbing Canelo from the outside with these hard shots, and he was going to set him up and knock him out. Now, those possibilities were there, but it was almost like, neither guy really committed or overcommitted to, any game plans like that. Overall, man, I just got to say, it went the way I felt it would, like a very, very, kind of uneventful fight until somebody stepped on the gas. There was going to be moments where somebody was going to either, kind of slow down or get tired because, Canelo and Kovalev, they're not really high stamina fighters. They're not guys who, can go into later rounds and still be amped up. They kind of gas out in the later half of fight. So it was going to come down to whoever gassed out and whoever's going to get those, meaningful shots in that was going to get a knockout. Or, like I said, it was going to be a controversial decision that would go to Canelo, which I was glad it didn't end that way. But, yeah, man, just looking at the fight, the first few rounds, Kovalev, I am going to talk about the, the whole fix thing. But the way Kovalev was fighting definitely didn't look like a guy who was going in there, to welcome a former junior middleweight, former super middleweight to the division. He wasn't really welcoming him there with these hard concussive jabs. He was just kind of like pity-patting most of the night. Boxing from the outside, mostly just kind of throwing these little pity-pat shots with the right hand. How he kind of throws the right hand off balance, where he kind of sets up another left hand. All these shots were just hitting Canelo's guard as Canelo was actually applying the pressure coming forward. But Canelo, he was being cautious of the power that he thought was coming. He was coming forward with the high guard, kind of waiting for those hard jabs to hit him, but they never came. It was just a few jabs hitting the guard, and then Kovalev would move throughout this first half of the fight. So a lot of these rounds were just kind of like, very up in the air. You could either rate it over Kovalev, his pity-pat punching that was kind of scoring points, or you could go with Canelo, his single shots and his bursts of combinations he was throwing just every few seconds of every round. He would hit Kovalev with the left hook around the guard. He would throw an uppercut up the middle to the body here and there, throw a few combinations here and there throughout the round. So you could either say you would give the rounds to Canelo because of the significant punching, or you could give it to Kovalev because of the volume punching. But the volume punching wasn't really anything devastating, Then going into the later half of the fight, it was just like, the same thing. Kovalev just kind of wearing himself down, throwing all these punches where Canelo's walking him down, applying pressure, and a few tie-ups here and there. Overall, man, I just got to say, it was a boring fight, and when I say boring fight, it's not like a casual fan. When a casual fan says it's a boring fight, they're usually saying that they don't like technical fights, technical boxing skill fights. They'll say Mayweather's boring, or they'll say Pernell Whitaker's boring. But, those performances they put on are actually, good top-class performances, But I say this fight was boring. My definition of boring is whenever a fighter doesn't commit to what they're capable of, especially when there's boring moments in this fight where they're not doing anything, or they're not committing. Like Kovalev, he should have been in there throwing them hard jabs against a small guy like this, the same way he was fighting Andre Ward, but it seemed like he was really worried about getting hit to the body or getting knocked out in this fight, so on his part, just throwing pity-pat punches, knowing he's a harder hitter than that, it was really making it boring. And then Canelo, he wasn't really taking full-on chances either. He wasn't really coming straight in there and committing to the body or, going all out, balls out as a, to look like a dominant light heavyweight in his first fight. So overall, it just kind of made it a boring fight and also very, stalemate. It was a stalemate, up until the knockout. So when he got into those later rounds, Kovalev started looking a little bit tired. His body was looking a little red from the body shots Canelo did get in. And then finally in the center of the, not in the center of the ring, but towards the rope, Canelo landed a big right hand that kind of made Kovalev do that dance like Andre Ward did. Then he followed up with a left hook around the guard by the ear, and then a right hook, another overhand right dropped Kovalev, and Kovalev was just like spun, hanging off the ropes, in a twisted looking mess. So that was it. So, yeah, Canelo scored that 11th round knockout, but a lot of people have been saying the fight was fixed. Now, it's really hard for me to say, I'm like 50-50 on it because I know there's ingredients in this fight that could lead up to, a fighter maybe not committing fully to a fight to make it fixed. But I don't think you could really act that knockout, man. Like, why the hell would somebody like Kovalev want to take 3 hard concussive shots from a guy like Canelo, to throw a fight? Why would you want to risk your life and throw a fight? Especially the way he did. Like, if he wanted to take a dive, why not just take the left hook or right hand, a brushing left hook across the head and fall back? Rehearse that. But I don't really think you could rehearse this shit he got hit with. He got hit with 3 solid shots and then was hanging off the ropes. Now, mind you, maybe he had in his mind to let Canelo win the fight, and maybe he just got caught sleeping in that corner, and Canelo was like, okay, maybe he's setting me up now, and then Canelo fires off 3 big shots and knocks him fully out. You know what I mean? But it could have went that way. We never know what's going in the fighter's mind. But as far as just saying it was fixed, as far as like Kovalev taking that dive, I thought he really got knocked the fuck out. I'm just being honest. Bottom line, those are some hard shots he got hit with. And again, man, I think it would be really stupid on his part to take 3 hard shots like that, to throw a fight. If he wanted to throw it, he could have just, like I said, took a dive for real. But overall, like I said, it was a kind of a boring fight. Just looking on the legacy side, I have to give Canelo credit for, moving up and, taking out somebody like Kovalev, even if it was a calculated risk. Like I said, there was still some there was still a lot of risk there, and there was a lot of reward there, depending on if Kovalev showed up. And Kovalev didn't really fully show up in this fight, So I do give Canelo some credit there because, hey, I give him a lot of credit there because he did a lot of things the guys at junior middleweight from middleweight couldn't do, move up to light heavyweight and do something like this. Hopkins, he did it against Antonio Tarver, and now he did it, because he's looking for legacy, man. So I have to give him credit there. But as far as it being fixed, I don't know that. I'm not in anybody's pockets. I can't say this is 100%. There's so many people on YouTube and social media, that have said it. Everybody from LL Cool J, they felt it was a fixed fight. So I just can't jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, they're God and they know the answer. God only knows if this was a fake fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can all keep saying, oh, he threw the fight, he did this and that. But, nobody knows for 100% sure. Because like I said, that knockout, them punches really landed and they dropped him, But, yeah, man, for real, that's all I got on this one for right now. Like I said, I'm going to drop some more on the podcast with my man Boxing P. But that's what I think. I think it was a legit knockout. But as far as like, Kovalev, his comfort zone, as far as him getting the check and him being fully mentally there, that's another story. Kovalev probably did feel like, hey, why risk beating somebody like Canelo and then after that going off to fight Beterbiev and Bivol and, going in there. Maybe I don't even want to fight these guys no more. Maybe I just want to, give Canelo his fight, and then take the $15 million or $20 million, whatever it is, and call it a day. That could have been, that could have been his mind state as far as giving the fight away, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this one, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think as far as this fight. Do you think it was a fix? Do you think it was real? Like I said, I think it would be really stupid for him to take a knockout like this. But yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. Be back with the podcast on thejabeffect.com. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.